Straight ahead on CCX News, the latest on a hotel shooting that left one woman dead in Brooklyn Center, plus temperatures that are normal highs for late March. We'll show you the impact on area lakes. And later, just in time for Valentine's Day, a story that's all about love and business. CCX News starts right now.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. A woman is dead and 6 people are in jail after a shooting inside a Brooklyn Center hotel over the weekend.
The incident happened Saturday night around 8:45 at the Quality Inn in Brooklyn Center. The woman's body was reportedly found lying on the floor of a room by a hotel employee. Police arrested 6 people between the ages of 19 and 23 in connection with the fatal shooting. The suspects include 4 men and 2 women. All were booked into the Hennepin County Jail on suspicion of murder on Sunday. But as we went to air Monday evening, no charges had been filed. Police have not released the woman's identity or a motive behind her death, but they don't believe it was a random crime, and they're not seeking additional suspects. The temperature hit 45 degrees today, way above normal for this time of year.
As Eric Nelson reports, the warmer weather has led to warnings about thin ice on lakes and closures of local skating rinks.
Use safety and precautions and don't assume that just because the ice was good last week that it's good this week.
Here in the land of ice and snow, there isn't much ice and snow. Northwest Metro ice rinks are empty, and local lakes have open water.
Shorelines are not safe. Anywhere that there's a current isn't safe. Near bridges, near aeration devices are all areas that are not safe.
Thanks to a February heat wave, law enforcement wants people to make sure ice is thick enough when they go on a frozen lake.
And as the sun gets higher in the sky, it'll weaken the ice.
A truck typically needs 12 to 15 inches of ice to drive on, a car 8 to 12, and a snowmobile 5 inches.
Ice is never 100% safe.
This weekend, 2 vehicles sank through the ice.
If you roll your windows down as you're driving on the ice, that's a good thing, so then you don't have to break them to get out.
Because of currents, wind, and fish population, each lake is different when it comes to ice depth.
It varies from lake to lake. There's never a set amount of ice even on a lake.
If you or your car goes through the ice, don't panic. That is also a huge key for first responders who put themselves at risk in a rescue situation.
It's just as dangerous for us to go out on the ice in order to save you as it is for anybody to be out on the ice.
Now, this balmy spring-like weather is not good news if you like to skate or play hockey outside. This morning, the city of Golden Valley said they are closing all of their outdoor ice rinks. In Golden Valley, I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.
West Metro Fire Chief Sarah Larson says she would personally not go out on the ice, but if you are going out, don't go out alone or at night.
We're now hearing from a Brooklyn Park City Council member who put forth a resolution declaring support for refugees and immigrants. Councilmember Susan Pa lived in a refugee camp at a young age in Vietnam. As Sonia Goins reports, she hopes her resolution will put others at ease.
Mike and Alex, Brooklyn Park has a very diverse population. In fact, 20% of residents were not born in the United States. Councilmember Susan Pa says she wants to make sure those folks feel safe. Foz says she received many calls from residents after President Trump unveiled his new immigration policy, which temporarily bans people from 7 mostly Muslim countries from entering the United States. And although the ban was put on hold by the courts, Foz says some residents are still afraid.
I've met with families who live here who are living in fear because they're afraid that they will be discriminated against. They're afraid that they may be targeted for some of the hate rhetoric that's happening in our country.
Foz says she can relate. She immigrated from Laos when she was 3 years old. She wants residents to live without fear.
We don't tolerate discrimination, bias, or any kind of hate violence against people because of a certain group that they belong to, or because they're refugees or immigrants or Muslims or whatever religion or race that they come from. I want to make sure people know that we don't tolerate that.
And Pa says the resolution is not just about moral support. She also wants the city to look at its policies to see if things need to be changed to better serve the community as a whole. There are some people opposed to Pa's resolution, and they will get the chance to sound off during Monday night's City Council meeting.
Visitors to any of Hennepin County's libraries will be greeted with a special message of inclusion. Signs that read, "All are welcome here," are now on display at all 41 libraries in the Hennepin County system. The signs are designed to let patrons know that libraries are for everyone, regardless of citizenship status, age, faith, sexual orientation, race, housing status, gender identity, and economic status.
It's not a new message, but often we find when we go out and work with communities, they don't know that they're welcome. Some people think they have to be a citizen. Some people think they have to have a certain degree or own property. They don't always know, and so we want to make sure that everybody knew.
Most of the staff members also wear buttons with the same welcome message. The library also plans to launch a social media campaign called Welcome Wednesdays to spread the message of inclusion.
So far this legislative session, there have been bills to legalize marijuana and have Sunday liquor sales. Well, now there's a bill to lower the drinking age. A Chaska lawmaker has introduced a bill that would lower Minnesota's legal drinking age from 21 to 19. Representative Joe Hoppe believes his bill would help curb binge drinking among college students. Mothers Against Drunk Driving has spoken out against lowering the drinking age. It's unclear if the bill will get a committee hearing. Hennepin County is offering grants to local school districts to start or improve recycling and organics recycling programs. The grants could fund projects such as on-site composting, milk carton recycling, or the purchase of compostable foodware. Up to $200,000 in grants will be awarded this year, and school districts have until the end of the month to apply. According to the county, nearly 80% of school waste is recyclable or compostable.
More parent involvement in schools adds up to better student performance. That's the idea behind African American Parent Involvement Day. At Brooklyn Center High School, it started with breakfast and moved to the classroom. It's a day for parents to come to their child's school, go to their classes with them, and see what their school day is like. Karamia Dixon has 2 students at Brooklyn Center, and she says just getting to know what's going on in the school building makes a big difference.
It increases their confidence in school, and when parents are involved, the student tends to do better because they understand the connection with a teacher in home life, and so they do better academically.
Dixon encourages parents to get involved simply by showing up at their kids' school. She says it could mean the difference between success and failure. At Brooklyn Center, the day included a look ahead at college and ways to pay for it. Coming up, the importance of Valentine's Day for local businesses. We get perspective from 3 of them.
And then later in sports, Cooper overcomes a slow start to chalk up another win in girls basketball.
But first, slightly cooler on Tuesday. Temperatures reached the upper 30s.
Coming soon to Maple Grove, a Chicagoland tradition. Chicago restaurant chain Portillo's is planning to open a restaurant in the Shops at Arbor Lakes. Portillo's is known for its hot dogs and beef sandwiches. The new restaurant would be built on a site that is currently a parking lot next to the building that houses Talbot's and Joseph A. Bank clothing stores. When it comes to Valentine's Day, chocolates, flowers, and dinner reservations are some of the top ways to mark the occasion.
Since the holiday falls on a Tuesday this year, the weekend before and after are also popular times to celebrate. In this week's Business Matters report, a look at 3 local businesses that heart the holiday.
What's most popular would be the red roses. Very, very traditional. Lovely varieties. I actually prefer this one, the two-tone, the bicolor.
Tradition rules on Valentine's, and roses are still the king and queen of the holiday. For those in the business of flowers, February 14th and the day before might as well be the Super Bowl of sales.
The gentlemen who are buying for their Valentines tend to wait to the last day. So they're coming in today and tomorrow for the most part. We've taken a number of orders already. We're well prepared. We've got arrangements made. Flowers are ready ready to go.
Second only to Mother's Day in sales, Valentine's Day is a big deal at the Bachmans in Plymouth, where teams will assemble around 300 rose and custom floral arrangements. Roses may reign supreme, but there's plenty of other options that will last long beyond February.
Huge orchid planter for $39.99. I think this is an amazing buy. If somebody wanted to buy me a Valentine, this is what I would want. These flowers, the orchids last a long time too. 1 to 2 to 3 months depending on the variety and the bud stage.
At Nadia Cakes in Maple Grove, a rose bud can satisfy the sweet tooth on Sweetheart's Day, or days, as is the case each year.
Typically, it lasts about 2 to 4 days. This year we did about 5 days, but it just kind of matters where it falls in the week.
Planning begins months in advance to bring specialty cupcakes such as Be My Lemontine, Chocolate Dipped Strawberry, and Pretty in Pink to the February lineup, along with the popular My Bloody Valentine. So many choices, you can decide whether one cupcake or a dozen will do. And finally, we'll leave it to the Italians for the final words on love.
It's Valentine. It's a special day for the lover.
Chef Francesco Sulia and his wife Tina are in the middle of a week-long celebration of love at Nonna Rosa's in Robbinsdale. They have heart-shaped ravioli and crab cakes and reservations for approximately 200 people Tuesday night.
We have to be a very well-oiled machine to accommodate that many people. The good news is it's our 7th Valentine's, and so we know what we're doing. We got it figured out.
They've even got a special martini this month with candy hearts and pop rocks to celebrate the earliest of loves.
Because nothing beats that first love or puppy love.
Nonna Rosa's restaurant ends their week-long celebration of Valentine's with a local wedding in the restaurant this coming weekend. Still ahead, calling all writers and photographers how you can use those skills to promote your city.
But first, the puck drops for section playoffs in girls hockey. John Jacobson with the highlights next in sports.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. Wayzata and Benilde St. Margaret's have had some very good girls hockey teams in recent seasons, but they've struggled some this winter. They played a close one though in the Section 6AA quarterfinals on Saturday. Benilde strikes first in this game. Maria DeCesar wins the race to the puck, protects it from the defender, and tucks a nice backhand goal in. Red Knights are on the board. Wayzata answers though. Alexa Osseo beats the defender and rings the shot in off the pipe. The Trojans tie it up 1-1 through 1. Second period, the pass from the corner deflects to the point. Annika Swanson threads it through traffic and in for a goal. Wayzata grabs a 2-1 lead. Midway through the third period, long pass is tipped ahead by DeCesar. Defenders hesitate, and Grace Jeckness hustles and scores the tying goal. Jeckness gets this one to overtime. It's tied up at 2. And then in OT, Natalie Heising will slip the pass to Emily Wisniewski. Her shot beats Carly Green, and Wayzata celebrates an overtime thriller. 3-2 is the final. The Hopkins St. Louis Park Co-op team earned the number 3 seed in Section 6AA. The Royals facing coach Aubrey Lindbergh and North Metro in the quarterfinals. Kylie Hanley setting up Kate Glover. Her big slap shot in. And Hopkins Park takes a 1-0 lead after 1 period. Second period, Stella Haberman gets it behind the net. Great stick handling. She buries the quick shot. Another power play goal makes it 2-0 Royals. On a 5-on-3 power play, North Metro's Kayla Shadle passes to Laura Denchfield. Her goal's in, and it's 2-1. But it's mostly Hopkins from there. Hanley to Haberman. The last second, she'll slip it to Hanley for the goal. And it's 3-1 Royals through 2 periods. In the third, Annika Patterson tracks down a long pass and scores on a breakaway. And the Royals skate to a 7-2 win. That sets up the semifinals Wednesday as Wayzata meets top seed Edina in the first game, followed by Hopkins Park against number 2 seed Cretin-Derham Hall. Those games are at Parade Ice Garden with the final Friday at 6 o'clock at Ritter Arena. In Section 5AA, second seed Maple Grove downs Champlain Park 7-1 in the quarterfinals. In the semifinals Tuesday, Rogers meets top seed Blaine at 5:30, and Centennial and Maple Grove face off at 7:30. championship is Friday. All of these games at Roseville Ice Arena. Cooper continues to hold the lead in the Metro West Conference in girls basketball. The Hawks hosted Bloomington Jefferson. Abby Davum spins and scores for the Jaguars. They take an early lead on the Hawks. Alexis Nance drives. Watch this one drop in for a bucket. And the Hawks have come back. Only 14 all at halftime, but then Cooper goes on a run to start the second half. Drew Gaston driving into the lane to score. Then Gaston with good pressure gets the steal in the basket for a 26-18 Hawks lead. Jada Buford runs the break for the Hawks and takes it herself for two. Cooper goes on to win. They beat Jefferson 39-29 is the final. The Wayzata girls basketball team enters this week with a 17-5 record. The 8th-ranked Trojans look to hold on to second place in the Lake Conference when they hosted Eden Prairie. Neka Obiazor with a long two-pointer here for the Eagles. Gives them a 10-4 lead. Cameron Hay led the Trojans in scoring in the first half. She'll go baseline here for 2 of her 9 points. Eden Prairie, though, holds the lead most of the half. Jordan Shinnis makes the steal, takes it all the way for a layup. The Eagles, who had won just 2 games all season, lead by 8 at halftime on youth basketball night at Wayzata. The Trojans come through with some great defensive pressure in the second half. Sydney Franks with the steal, scores on the layup here. And Wayzata in transition. We'll get 2 more. Hey, to Callie Tyson, who scores and is fouled. And Wayzata's up 34-32. The Eagles will keep it close. They're down just 1 with under 6 minutes to play. Mimi Schrader, though, drives and scores for Wayzata. Schrader and Tyson combined for 29 second-half points. And the Trojans rally to beat the Eagles 60-52. And finally, congratulations to Maple Grove boys basketball player Brad Davison, who scored his 2,000th career point Saturday in a win over St. Michael Albertville. Mike and Alex, back to you.
All right. Wow. Thanks a lot, John. Still ahead, how you can be a cheerleader for the city you live in.
We will explain when we come back.
And finally, writing and sharing photos about the cities you love.
Minneapolis Northwest wants your photos or your blog posts about restaurants, shopping, and favorite things to do in the area. Minneapolis Northwest helps promote tourism for Brooklyn Center, Brooklyn Park, and Maple Grove, and the Northwest Metro in general. And for details on blogging and sharing photos, you can go to minneapolisnorthwest.com. Take your good photos and do well with them. Yeah, those are pretty. That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We will see you back here again Tuesday, starting at 4 o'clock.